I just stepped outside to do morning chores and was surprised to see this. Oh man. The boys have yet to realize that the fence is down and that they could easily escape. So I'm gonna get their alfalfa pellets over to them. Their trough this way now. Distract them. Come on, guys. That'll buy me a little time. This is going to be harder to fix than I thought, so I'm going to close the paddock off while the boys are still in there. Give me a little more time. If you can't tell from all the wind noise and the microphone, it's pretty windy out this morning. It's really cold, and I heard some wind last night, but I really didn't expect this to happen at all. Other than the fact that this thing is really heavy, the problem I'm having is the grip. As I was lifting it, I'm trying to get under here to grip and be able to push up, but I'm just getting all this roofing overlap, and it just of course crinkles as I'm trying to apply pressure to it. Ashley's gonna come outside and try to help me lift it, and if that doesn't work, we're gonna try and drill some holes in the wood and tie some rope in it and pull it with some rope. About a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, we did the video preparing for the storm, and we were preparing for a really heavy windstorm. Really turned out to be nothing, but I was concerned that this would happen, that the shelter would fly away or tip over. And I got several comments from you guys about staking it down using like an auger, ratchet straps, a number of different things. After this incident, it's time for me to really look into those options and get that taken care of. It's such a blessing that no one was hurt, none of the animals were hurt, the chicken tractor's still intact, just some fencing I need to fix. Obviously I have some cleaning to do, but all in all this could have been a lot worse. you want to open the paddock for the sheep so they can get out? Okay. Well, the greenhouse survived just fine last night. I'm thinking running a 2x2, maybe 2 of them across the length of the greenhouse for a roosting bar. Once I figure out where I'm going to move the greenhouse to, we're going to get that electric fence up around it. But for the winter, I'm going to use a cattle panel fence to put up around it. Of course, the electric netting doesn't really do well in heavy snow. The snow will accumulate on it and sag, and of course if the snow starts piling up, the fence doesn't work so well in that condition either. The cattle panel will create a strong physical barrier, and we'll get that plastic chick netting to put up around it to make sure all the birds stay in. I really want to build another one of these so we can do some winter gardening in here. This would be great. I just got quite a bit of my instructional video course I'm putting together filmed. I had a lot of setbacks with the rain. It just kept coming and coming every day, which really hindered my ability to do a lot of filming outdoors. I tried some, and the rain and the camera just didn't work well together. So I made a really big push on that today. I made a lot of progress. I'm going to keep working hard on it. We only have 9 days left with the sheep. 9 days till slaughter day. When we first got them, it seemed like November was so far away, and now it is knocking on the door. 9 days. A few days ago, I published the video planning for a slaughter. In that video, I shared a little bit of my discussion with my mentor on the phone about getting ready, not emotionally, but physically, for the actual slaughtering process, like when the mobile truck arrives, what's my setup going to be like, etc. And it's really got me thinking about a lot of those things. And like I said, we're only 9 days away, so this is happening pretty quickly. In the video, I asked for you guys to leave a comment down below in the comment section, share your experience of what you guys do if you're having a mobile unit arrive. How do you manage your animals, etc., getting them ready for the slaughter process? I really appreciate all the feedback you guys gave me, and I wanted to address on video a few comments rather than just responding in text. Viewers Golden Croaker and Joseph Lester left comments about just taking the animals to the slaughterhouse versus having a mobile unit come out due to our level of attachment to the animals, that it's actually going to be an easier process because we're just going to drop them off out of sight, out of mind. We're not going to have any kind of emotional issues with the slaughter process. Let me preface by saying I don't hold anything against anyone or any judgments against anyone who chooses to use a slaughterhouse to process their animals. In fact, a lot of the meat that I buy is processed at the slaughterhouse. It's really the most efficient and economical way for a farmer who's dealing with more volume with their livestock. But for me, on the small scale, only having 4 animals to slaughter, having a mobile unit come out is really a good option for us. You often hear the phrase, they only have one bad day. Well, I want my sheep to only have like 1 bad minute, and really less than a minute. Loading livestock onto a trailer and taking it to a butcher shop or slaughterhouse, wherever you may be taking it, is a highly stressful event for the animal. Not just because of the destination, but just the process of moving an animal on a trailer is typically stressful. Then they're going to a strange place they've never been before. I've invested so much time, energy, emotion, money, etc., hard work into raising these animals to produce the healthiest, cleanest, best tasting meat I can possibly yield from it, while giving the animals the best possible life I can while they are here. I feel all of that gets compromised to a degree if I were to ship the animals off for slaughter. Having a slaughter unit come to the property and keeping the animals in a happy, peaceful, familiar environment really up into the last 30 seconds of their life is, in my opinion, a way better experience for the animal. There's actually been studies done on the quality and flavor of meat from an animal that's been processed in a factory versus an on-site slaughter at the location where the animal was raised. The studies show that the animals that were slaughtered where they were raised are superior to those that are slaughtered in the factory. So it's not just an emotional appeal, so there's actually a food quality reason to do it. So yes, it'll be more emotionally difficult to have the slaughter process done here. That is something I accepted as part of my management practices before I even decided to bring sheep onto the homestead this summer. It's just part of this process for me. If I'm going to raise livestock on this homestead, that's just a requirement. They're going to need to be processed here, and the day I have a problem with that is the day I'm going to stop raising livestock. Viewer Stacy Capuano, and I'm really sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, Stacy, but she has asked, where's little buddy going to be the day of the slaughter? And she's just wondering how we're going to handle that situation. With the event nearing, we've been discussing this more and more. He handled seeing broiler chickens processed really well. He watched with fascination and respect. We talked a lot about respect and reverence for the animal, it giving its life so we can have its meat. And he watched and took it in and processed it all, and he dealt really well with it. So I wanted to give him the option. I wanted him to choose. I don't want to hide anything from him. I don't want to cover anything up. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. This is what it is. This is our new life. This is how we chose to live. So we need to either embrace it or move on. I asked little buddy right before I started filming this segment, do you want to go to grandma's house, or do you want to stay here for when the man comes to slaughter the sheep? He surprisingly said he would go to grandma's house. I really thought he would want to stay here and watch, just out of curiosity, if nothing else. I made it very clear, little buddy, if you change your mind at any point and you want to stay, you just let me know and you can stay. You don't have to go. He said, okay, Daddy. Man, I love this greenhouse. This thing is great. We should have built this earlier in the year. So, darling, you have news regarding the acquisition of our new pullets.
Yes, I just heard from the breeder, John Shepherd. In a couple days, you will go get them and bring them home. We need to make a few modifications to the greenhouse, or additions rather, like roosting bars, and then we'll be ready to bring them home.